me?
Can you see me now?
Okay.
Hi.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today is a little bit different of a project than we usually do. But then again, all our projects are a little different. Since we built this house, we had this light in here and it was okay for the time, but like right now, bulbs are out and I've replaced fixtures inside there and I don't really like the fluorescent that well. Let me show you what it looks like without our video lights. So hold on a second. So this is how dark it is in here. Even if I turn on all those lights, it's just dark in here. So I plan on making a change. Oh, let me turn the lights back on here. So the plan is to put 4 can lights or LED can lights in here, taking this out and putting a wood in place of this with 2 hanging lights. Let me show you those lights. I'm going to put 4 of these LEDs in like this. Wow, that even looks like it's lit right now in the video. But and then also hanging in the center are some of these lights with some Edison bulbs, if you can even see that. I'll move this a little closer. That fixture with Edison bulbs hanging from it. So I'm going to start this project and we'll see how far we get. This, by the way, is a project for my wife, for Amy, and this is for her birthday. Hey, just wanted to show you some of the, I think I've got everything together here that I'm going to use for this project. If I don't, of course I'll have to come up with something new, but change video. But I probably need another box. The circle that actually represents the size of those, the cutout for those fixtures. Of course, knife, water cutters, pencil, paper, scissors, and I'll show you what I use the scissors for. Of course, the tape measure, the fixtures, screwdrivers, wire, drill, wire clips or wire fasteners. And over here by the stove, I've got a string and a board. And the reason I've got those is because that's going to determine where in the ceiling that the fixture is going to go, because I want it to be about 2 feet out from the counter space so there's enough room and it doesn't create a lot of dark shadows. I'm not an electrician. I'm not showing you how to do electricity. I'm not a sheetrock guy. I hate sheetrock. But I have an ability to learn and adapt. Math is a lot to play in here, but I'm going to try to avoid that as much as possible. But when it comes to doing something like this, you're going to have math anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need to create the center or the circle for the fixtures. As you saw before, I've got a template, but they didn't tell you where the center is on that template. So I got to create it. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. So I know that this is the right size. So what I'm going to do, so I don't ruin my pattern, I'm going to create another one. So there it is. Now, what I'll do to find the center of this really quickly, I got that zoomed in too far. So now what I'll do to find the center of this, I'll fold it in half. Make sure it lines up all the way around. That's even. It's even all the way around. And I crease it. Just fold it. Then I do it like this. Fold that in half. And now, where the centers come together, you can see right there, the folding. That is the center of this circle. That's the easiest way to do it for me. So then I put a pencil mark here, set that on top of here, like that, and just mark it through. Now I have my center point on my circle. Alright? Now to find my locations on the ceiling. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to come up with my points in the ceiling. This is what I've done. Got the edge of my countertop right here. And I'm going to use a triangle method to get my center. So my center here, about 20 3/4. So I know that's my point there. So now I'll come over here, go about 20 3/4, and you can see I put a piece of tape here, put a black marker on there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this board, I'm going to set this and line this outside edge with those two marks. And a good way to make sure I got that right, put this up against here. That gives me lined up with that mark, and then on the edge of that cabinet right there. So from here to here is an exact triangle. What I'll do here, mark my board, because I got the center, the top, the corner of the board here in line with that. Measure that. And it is, so that's comes out to, let's see, it's 29 1/4, so that's 5/8. Okay, 14.5/8. So 14 5/8 is center. Just to check my math. 14 5/8. Okay. So as long as these two points are lined up here and here, that is my center point. Or right there. All right. I'm done with the square. Alright, now that that's in place, I know that's the center. Now I go up to the ceiling. You see me find the center of where this is. So what I need to do now is find on the ceiling where that coincides with this. The way I do that is I'm going to use a string. Now everybody's got their own way of doing this. Some have a laser level, some whatever. Everybody's got their own thing. I'm just going to use a piece of string. I'm going to tie something heavy on the end of it. You see it ought to hang pretty straight. Now I'm going to put on a ladder. I'm going to line this up on the ceiling. So I'll line this string up and move it. Right there. That's my center point. And I'll do that on all corners. I was going to use a knife or a hole saw to cut those, but I'm not real sure or confident in the wiring above those spots. So I'm just going to use this tool just to go in there and cut it loose, just to make sure I don't hit something I don't need to be hitting. And right now, looks like I'm going to be hitting a joist. Darn. Well, hopefully it'll fit. it's dusty. Okay, as you can see, wiring is in place. It's all ready to go. The holes are cut. The electricity to the light fixtures is turned off. And now I need to take those old fixtures out. Two different types of bulbs. That's on me because I couldn't get these when I needed them. But the other thing is, those fixtures are hot, meaning temperature-wise. Their electricity's off. So that's another good reason to replace them. Also, when you're doing wiring, go ahead and mark what wire's coming in, which is a switch, so when you go back to put it back together, you'll have everything right. That's what I gotta do. That was a close call. These are the two different light fixtures. This one here was supposed to be energy efficient. I could not keep bulbs in this thing working at all. It always got hot. I mean, it just was, to me, it was a bad fixture. This was an older, never had to replace it, but as you can see, it got hot also. So I'm removing this heat from the ceiling, potential for problem, and putting the LEDs in. All those fixtures are all down, but now I'm putting in these lights. And this actually came in a 4-pack from your local hardware home supply store. What's nice about this is these clips. They're designed, you just take your wire and slide it right in there and it's done. Close the lid, tighten it up, and hook the other end up. And I'll show you that in a minute. It's pretty cool. Go in the kitchen a minute.
Turn the light on behind me. Whoa.
Holy
Yeah, there was no light in here.
That is cool. Y'all ought to do that. All right, now to the next. Okay, turn it on.
Ready? Ta-da!
And that's how you do it and making it work. Thanks for watching.